Yeah. Trying to beat you up. Come downstairs. You know you in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. Like, yeah, stop. Yeah, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Come on, let's go. Trying to beat you up.
Turn around.
Like your mother's ugly?
Turn around.
Like your mother's ugly?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Just watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
The streets are yelling, ladies and gentlemen, so get your burner phones, your booze and your wigs. The courtroom is in disarray, and yep, the feds just grabbed Remy Ma like it was the energy eyes of the season finale. You're right? The so-called Bronx Queen was taken into custody and hauled out of court this time. It wasn't a love and hip-hop stunt double, darling. Our conversations are genuine, real FBI, real handcuffs, and wait actual murder videos. According to leaked security footage, Remy Ma is at the center of a lethal conspiracy connected to the murder trial of son. I quote, one agent is saying, she signed off on it. Parenting 101 doesn't include approving a murder. I'm not sure anybody needs to hear this. It's not looking good for wifey. So if someone tells papoose to stop composing poetry and start contacting lawyers instead. Is Remy merely an overprotective mother? Or was she a mafia matriarch who planned the entire hit from behind the scenes? This isn't just messy, darling. We are only beginning to explore the realm of criminal couture. Stay put, because what's about to happen will leave you speechless somewhere in Queens. Remy Ma was detained and hauled out of court after FBI audio revealed that she was involved in a murder conspiracy.
Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
She gave it her approval. FBI tapes reveal Remy Ma was involved in a murder plot, leading to her arrest and dragging out of court. She gave it her approval. I understand, this is the first portion. Your 200-word script for the gossip leak atmosphere. The voiceover flow is flawlessly arranged, and the dramatic tone is maintained without beginning with ladies and gentlemen. Remy Ma believed she was going to court on behalf of her son, rather. She entered a federal takedown head-on. She didn't even pass the metal detector, according to witnesses outside Queens criminal court, before two federal officials took her by both arms and led her into an unmarked car. The actual kicker is right here. They were more than a show. Rumor has it that they arrived with surveillance logs, audio recordings, and a sealed indictment that would finally provide the solution to the question that has been circulating months. Was Remy Ma a part of the murderous scheme that killed Darius Gilbo? The timeline alone could make your mind spin. So let's go back in time. The murder took place in Queens, South Jamaica in 2021. Police initially thought it was a gang-related event after multiple bullets were fired. But things quickly became more complicated. The gunman turned out to be Remy Ma's son, Jason J. Scott. The shooting was allegedly caused by a botched drug deal. Perhaps it was retaliation. With each headline, the motivation changed, but the heinousness of the crime remained constant. Full sunshine, 7 torso pictures, and no regrets. Let's fast forward to 2024. Jason is charged. Remy Ma always wears clothing during court appearances. As if she were strolling the red carpet. The paparazzi believe she was being a helpful mother. However, others who recognized her from her earlier days, the Remy Ma who served actual jail time for shooting a person in the stomach at a nightclub, saw something else. Her eyes flashed. A maneuver of power, a woman with more information than she was expressing. The tapes come next. Phone conversations between Remy Ma and a third party that were allegedly captured in the days prior to the murder. Handle it, just make sure it doesn't come back to me. Excuse me. That doesn't sound like a mother praying for her son's safety. That sounds like someone planning a cleanup job. FBI investigators said of one of those talks, and to whom was she speaking? According to sources, was a known gang affiliate who has been working with federal officials since late 2023 and had connections to Remy's previous group. Yes, there was a flip, and the feds grabbed everything when they flipped him: location, information, encrypted messages, call history, and even money transfers. However, things worsen. Remy allegedly said to another acquaintance during a separate wiretapped call, "We can't let him talk. Do you see what I mean? Even if I'm not a lawyer, you're not just in the room if you're out here stating that we shouldn't allow someone to speak immediately following a murder. The contract is being signed by you." Let's also discuss what caused all of this. Just last week, the courthouse incident went viral. Jasmine Dior, the victim's daughter, appeared at court and addressed Remy on the stairs as though it were personal, which it was. "You knew what he was going to do, and you let it happen," she remarked directly. Occur. Within an hour, the video was shared on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and every gossip blog. What was done by Remy Ma, security had to hold both women back. But instead of dismissing her like a public figure avoiding trouble, she walked closer to her and shouted, "Say it again. I dare you." However, that was the exact moment the feds needed, because her sources claim that they had been waiting for a single misstep or act of intimidation against a witness to activate their warrant. It was more than just a heated argument. Obstruction was what that was. Oh, and this is where the new clarity comes in, evidently. 2 weeks before the shooting, Remy Ma wired $25,000. The money was paid under false pretenses to a now-deceased person who was ironically connected to 3 other unsolved shootings nearby. Behind the scenes, they referred to her as the Queen Pin of Queens, baby. According to sources, she was acting like a boss behind closed doors while sitting in court and pretending to cry. Her past should not be forgotten. We're not talking about some choir chick here. The same woman who shot her buddy over $3,000 and served 6 years in jail got out, married Papoose, and created a comeback story as if she were Oprah's next favorite guest. But what if she never truly changed despite all the songs, heartfelt interviews, and hashtags for Black love? What if the street brawler in the Bronx never left? Then there's Papoose, Pap. Poor guy. He is made fun of for being too gentle, too devoted, and to ride or die. Let's discuss his current situation. Nevertheless, he just saw his wife get handcuffed before the country's media. He is dealing with his stepson. Federal investigators are now raising the possibility that Papoose's independent record label may have unintentionally been used to launder money. Yes, exactly. Everything could be impacted by this drama: freedom, money, marriage, and even music. Social media is ablaze in the meanwhile. Another Twitter user commented, "Not Remy out here writing murder plots like she writes bars." The chilliest post yet was, "Check the court cameras." Another user added, "Remy Ma told y'all she was with the smoke. Y'all thought she meant lyrics. She is directing, not only observing." That's the mood at the moment. In addition to being astonished, others are making connections, revisiting previous interviews, analyzing the lyrics, and even challenging that notorious Hot 97 freestyle in which she stated, "You asterisk it was only a bar at the time. So pretender, going to ride until I show up where you're hiding." It sounds more like a confession now. And don't believe these to be just rumors. A second prosecutor has been appointed to raise case by the Justice Department. We are reopening some sealed files, according to rumors. The FBI may be investigating this as a component of a broader RICO case that involves ghost labels, street, cruise, and perhaps Bitcoin laundering, crypto indeed. It appears that a portion of the hush money used following the murder was exchanged for Ethereum and sent via a shell wallet connected to a Virgin Islands company. Ray's legal team allegedly issued a cryptic statement claiming that her past incarceration and popularity are the reasons behind her unfair targeting. However, they remained silent when questioned directly about the tapes. Not commenting is not a positive indication. Let me now tell you what people are truly upset about. The audio clip that was leaked, the internet was rocked by just 13 seconds in it. A voice that is thought to be Remy declares that he will fold, do what needs to be done. That's all. That's the entire video. No dates, no names, real though. When you compare the clip to the chronology of events, what the FBI discovered in her text exchanges makes this audio sound like baby rhymes. And this is only the beginning. What the FBI discovered in her text exchanges makes this audio sound like baby rhymes. And this is only the beginning. Sources close to the investigation claim that Ray's encrypted texts, which were recovered from a wiping device using forensic software, contain statements such as "we move when it's dark," and "he's a liability." Even one message said, "If she speaks, she dies with it." Investigators think the warning was directed at Jasmine Dior, the murder victim's daughter, the same lady Remy encountered on the steps of the courtroom. Take a moment to process that. In addition to reportedly aiding in the murder's planning, Remy allegedly sought to permanently silence the victim's daughter when she began to speak out. We are no longer discussing a grieving mother. We're discussing a woman who is portrayed as a puppet master with a body count and a mob-level mastermind. The mounting evidence has many wondering who else is involved, even as her legal team frantically tries to turn this into a story about unfair targeting because the gag is here. Remy was not behaving by himself. Not at all. Investigators have connected one offshore account and at least 3 burner phones to a rental automobile network of well-known co-workers, including a hairstylist, an ex-manager, and former backup dancers. According to the FBI, this was not an isolated instance. They believe it was a component of a bigger scheme that involved hush money laundering through fictitious bookings and performance payments, witness silence, and intimidation. And let's not forget about the public backlash, according to one accused accomplice. Remy once stated, "If the streets respect you, the court can't touch you, baby." How wrong she was. Celebrities are not speaking out, radio silent, Fat Joe. Not a word, Nicki Minaj. 2 minutes after tweeting a side-eye emoji, Cardi B took it down. Fans, however, are noisy. Remy is being roasted on social media like a Thanksgiving turkey. To a remix of Remy's own music, one TikTok creator shared a detailed analysis of the purported murderous plot. Arrogant, another popular tweet said, "Remy Ma told us she was with it. Turns out it was a federal indictment, and let's not even talk about the fan conspiracy theories." The caption said, "Girl, you are not conceited, you just got caught." Some people think this dates back to 2018, when Remy got into an altercation backstage during a VH1 taping. Do you recall that? The FBI's affidavit now names two of the same individuals. According to long-buried security footage, the streets are assembling it in real time, much like a Netflix documentary series. What about the motivation, though? Things get pretty dicey at that point. An unnamed former label intern claims that gang rivalry and drugs weren't the only factors at the heart of this whole disaster. It has to do with control. Jason, according to reports, a small-time crew in Queens was extorting Ray's son. Threats began to fly when he refused to pay. According to reports, Remy called to have the matter resolved before TMZ could discover it because she was desperate to preserve her reputation and brand. The offshore transfer is said to have begun when Remy allegedly went into full damage control mode. After the gun went off and Darius Gilbo was killed, the encrypted call started at that point. The disappearance of important witnesses started. At that point, individuals began to vanish after posting on Instagram that she knew the truth. One girl abruptly deleted all of her accounts and relocated to Atlanta, in a parking lot. Another was discovered unconscious, no follow-up, no charges were made, they simply vanished. The dominoes are now falling heavily with Remy in handcuffs. A special press conference has just been called by the district attorney. The response to the question of whether Remy Ma may be sentenced to life in prison was, if the evidence supports it, we will pursue the highest penalty under the law. This means that they aren't playing. Let's face it. We might consider this to be overblown if it were any other celebrity. However, Remy Ma's entire reputation was based on her persona as the tough lady, the shooter, and the non-player. Deeper things were even alluded to in her lyrics. They are afraid to speak because of me. We now understand why. And, wow, poor Papoose, the internet is in disarray. According to half of Twitter, he played dumb to shield her even though he knew all along. He believes he is a victim of the game. According to the other half, caught in the delusion of black love when married to a Queen Fin. In any case, he was seen departing the courthouse with a cover over his head and only one sentence muttered to himself. He appeared to be a broken man. This isn't possible, oh. But it's true. Enough so that the IRS has finally intervened. Yes, youngsters. When the blood dries, the tax people always appear, according to reports. They are auditing every company that Remy has worked with over the past 5 years. Brand deals, podcast revenue, publishing, and appearances. According to reports, she used shell companies connected to fictitious performing gigs in Miami, South Africa, and Dubai to transfer more than $300,000 in untraceable income. Are you curious about the twist? She didn't even venture out of New York. I'll say it again. The same weekend, she was spotted at a baby shower in the Bronx. She was reportedly playing in Johannesburg. Make sense of it. Additionally, You Hollywood Unlocked posted a story with the headline Remy Ma, Rock Queen to Courtroom Killer, and the blogs are already consuming this content. The Shade Room merely shared a picture of Remy along with the word sis, according to reports. TMZ is holding onto other audio recordings that they say are too explicit to publish without permission from the authorities. According to one report, it shows Remy in a planning meeting talking about where to relocate a body in the event. That plan A doesn't work out, allegedly. Allegedly, let's face it. Though, how much of this accumulation of receipts still requires proof? Additionally, people are sneering at her unexpected affluence. Remy wasn't selling out tours or making headlines. She reportedly spent $80 on a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, purchased a luxury condo for her niece last year, and has been seen wearing designer Balenciaga clothing. Investigators think some of the purchases were made to reward insiders, maintain family harmony, and launder hush money. Remember, last month this woman hosted a $200,000 birthday celebration. Real tigers, fireworks, ice sculptures, the works. when their son faces a life sentence in jail. Who does that? The icing on the cake? Someone having something to conceal. According to anonymous FBI insiders, Remy may no longer even be the primary target. Oh no, dear? They think she is only a part of a larger criminal network, which may include to other murder cases from 2020 that have a lot in common. Washed-up label executives, and old East Coast rap feuds, the trend. All of the victims had fallen out with known Remy affiliates or were former associates. The courtroom is just getting hotter, the streets are buzzing, and the files are heavy. Additionally, Remy is seated in that federal she has nothing but time. In her holding cell, no glitz, no lashes, no entourage. It's time to consider those recordings, those messages, those transfers, and the one sentence that may be the final nail in the coffin of her career. She gave it her approval. She also approved the one statement that could be the final nail in the coffin of her career. Now, that expression isn't limited to social media. The official case file has it. According to reports, it is ingrained in the brains of all jurors, who have been pre-selected for what might turn out to be the most combustible celebrity trial since the O.J. Simpson circus, and it is included in the DA's press briefing materials. However, this is the point at which things become completely insane, like Gotham City. Remy Ma hasn't been sleeping. According to an insider who claims to be a member of the security staff assigned to Remy's incarceration facility because of who might testify against her, not because she is afraid or even because of the charges that are imminent. Asterisk, are you all prepared for this? Papoose, indeed. She was originally held down by her devoted husband, Mr. Blacklove, who was also her poet and guardian. Papoose may have been subpoenaed to testify before a grand jury rather than as a character witness. According to several censored transcripts and sealed court records, oh no, as a confidential source with knowledge of planned retaliation and a material witness to purported financial wrongdoing. Yes, he created an independent record label under her name that signed artists to development deals and held pop-up showcases. It turns out that it might have been used to reward silence, bribe middlemen, and launder hush money, according to reports. Pap was unaware until the federal agents knocked on his studio door and left a flash drive containing GPS tags and transaction data, and the instant that took place. Boom, he broke in some way. Pap was apprehended by surveillance outside their New Jersey residence that same evening, leaving the house with only a passport and a duffel bag. Since then, he has not come back. Even more terrifying is the fact that the opening line of one of his unpublished songs that was leaked this week is, "What's loyalty when the truth hurts worse than betrayal?" I mean, the pen game is still strong, but that bar is painful. Meanwhile, Jasmine Dior isn't hiding back in Queens. She is now the public face of the fight for justice. She's attending all of the press conferences in front of the courthouse. She is voicing her opinions. She is criticizing all the celebrities who have not spoken out about the situation. She even launched the hashtag Speak His Name Darius campaign, which is going viral, particularly among Remy's former followers who now feel deceived by the entire story of redemption. The last straw then arrived. Another affidavit was presented by the FBI on July 4th, while the country was preoccupied with fireworks and phony patriotism. This one has complete transcripts of a phone conversation that was taped just a month ago between Remy and Jason in prison. Remy responds, "Don't fold, son, we're bigger than this. This isn't just about you, we're bigger than this." To which Jason responds on the recording, "Ma, they offered me a deal. 10 years if I say I acted alone." What is this, girl? A murder case or a rap battle? According to legal experts, the statement alone may be used to show intent to conspire and impede influence because, let's face it, you're not only offering support if your son is dealing with life and your reactions don't change. You're using strategic judgment and perhaps even complicit in a crime. This is the most outrageous element that nobody anticipated. Do you recall the earlier released text? What about the claim that Jasmine Dior is a liability? Can you guess? To whom it was sent? Captain of the block, relax, we're heading there, yes. Ray was reportedly having private discussions with her previous rumored side piece, while everyone else was preoccupied with her marriage and children. Additionally, federal agents recovered metadata that showed Easy was in Queens on the night of the purported setup, although he was supposedly not participating in the hit. He appears to have been aware of what was about to happen based on the encrypted texts he received. It's handled if anyone asks. I was in Philadelphia and Easy. Read one of the texts. He hasn't said anything in public, but he cleaned up his Instagram, deleted his Twitter, and canceled to appears on Battle Rap for private reasons. Fans are now referring to him as a silent chess piece in a storyline that is beginning to resemble a motion picture, according to reports. Netflix is also looking at documentary rights. They've already reached out to former members of the Terror Squad, past producers, and even former VH1 employees who worked on Love and Hip Hop New York during Remy's seasons. According to sources, who will be compensated to provide their version. First is a question, not whether this will be broadcast on television. Remy is waiting to be arraigned in a federal detention cell while all of that is going on. Just a stainless steel toilet and a court date that will alter her life forever now. Wigs, no bail, no glam squad. She emerged from her most recent incarceration with a tale of maturation, growth, and atonement. She might not come out at all this time. Let's get to the important questions now. Was Remy truly only odd when her son makes poor choices? Does the mother get caught in the crossfire? Or did she tug the strings? The one who makes calls, closes deals, silences witnesses, and moves like Tony Soprano in hip-hop. Was Papoose the devoted monarch or the initial victim of an illusory romance? What is the depth of this? Because who else would have done it if? Easy had known this isn't over, that much is certain, by no means. We know someone out there knows more than they're claiming, so keep an eye on this case. Stay messy and leave a comment below if you have any thoughts. And to the FBI, we see you guys putting in extra hours. Gossip Spill Vibe has you covered if you need assistance decoding the next audio tape. So, people, this is where we end it. But believe me, things are only getting hotter in this instance. The legacy of Remy Ma is in jeopardy. Her independence from the streets and life support. The streets are awake and alert, oh. However, what are your thoughts? Did Remy Ma set up a trap and let her kid fall into it? Or did she get caught up in defending him? Was Papoose simply too loyal to quit? Or was he truly clueless? Let's face it. Is it still alleged if there are recordings of Remy stating things like, "Do what you got to do, this is going to split the culture"? So please share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe.